in all this playoff madness, there was another thing called the draft lottery.
Yes.
The draft lottery happened, and who is your
Is this the end of tanking? I don't know too much about the draft lottery, but I just was surprised that teams that were that did look like they were tanking. Suns, Cavaliers, Bulls. I don't know if you want to call it tanking, whatever you want to call it. I think only the Knicks got a top three pick
out of the bottom 3 worst teams in the NBA. Which all have the same chances at the first pick. Only the Knicks got a third. Only the Knicks got a top 3.
Yeah. It's unfortunate for a team to, if they are tanking, to perform so bad during the regular season and they don't even get a top 5 pick and I don't even think the team got a top 5 pick in the draft. It's unfortunate, but regardless, we can talk about that forever. Let's just talk about.
I just want to say something about the draft lottery percentages and the changing odds of the draft lottery. I think it's terrible. I did not like this at all. I think the worst teams in the NBA need to get these picks. I don't think the Lakers need a 4th pick. I don't think the New Orleans Pelicans necessarily needed a first pick. Yes, they're going through some turmoil, but
if they weren't, then I can agree with that. If they weren't even going through that turmoil with their star player, then they've just acquired another star player in Zion Williamson. I can definitely agree with that.
New Orleans can be a playoff contender again next year very easily. I mean, they could be a top team in the West next year easily just because they got
Zion.
They got extremely lucky.
I don't know about that. I could see them definitely improving, but becoming a top team in the West is a very hot take.
Just saying, I think a team like Cleveland and a team like Phoenix deserve to be higher in the draft lottery, in the draft. Also, Chicago, Atlanta. I know Atlanta got, I think, the 8th pick.
8th and 10th.
8th and 10th, but they had a 10.5% chance at the first pick. They end up all the way back at 8th. That's just, I don't think. Blasphemy. All right. Yeah. Who's your biggest winner from the draft lottery? I have 2 big winners from the draft lottery. They're kind of obvious, but
I don't know. I was really hoping that those teams that really deserved the top 4 picks got something. I wanted to see the Bulls get somebody very early in the draft, but they unfortunately weren't able to get a top 5 pick. So I don't know. I would like to hear your spiel.
My biggest winner from this draft lottery is the New Orleans Pelicans. Obviously, for obvious reasons, Zion Williamson. This speeds up their rebuild process so. I mean,
tremendously, yeah.
Tremendous, because here's what they can do. Even if let's say Anthony Davis wants to leave, you can easily get the 3rd pick or the 4th pick for Anthony Davis plus extra assets. Let's say you're trading with the Lakers, you get the 4th pick, which you can get, let's say, a Darius Garland, a talented player at 4, or you can get plus a Kyle Kuzma type player. I feel like. One of those players from the Lakers, Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram. You can get some talented young players from the Lakers. Or you can trade with the Celtics, get Jason Tatum. And then you just combine this core with Zion Williamson, and you have a rebuilding team. I mean, if you trade with the Knicks, you can get R.J. Barrett in the draft and some other pieces. I don't really want to talk about how bad the Knicks pieces are, the rest of the Knicks pieces are. But the Pelicans, just like they have a young core with Jrue Holiday, Zion Williamson, and insert name here from the trade for Anthony Davis. Or if Anthony Davis stays, you have an immediate semi-contender in the West. With the West, the bottom of the West, they can easily sneak into one of those playoff spots. It's not difficult. And I could see a team with Anthony Davis, I could see them being a 3 or 4 seed in the West easily. With Zion Williamson, Anthony Davis, and Jrue Holiday, I think that could easily be a top 3 or 4 team in the West.
I don't think I can add on, but I completely agree with you on the Pelicans being a winner there. But I also like the Knicks. I like R.J. Barrett. I like how he was with Duke, but I think if they actually keep him and they can acquire another player in Durant or maybe even Kyrie. I don't think it would be bad for R.J. Barrett and Kyrie to be together on that team. But I think the Knicks were probably the top, even though they didn't get the first or second pick. They still have a pick in R.J. Barrett. I think they did well. Like I said, I don't know.
My winners. Ironically, my Knicks are actually a loser, big loser in this one. But I'm gonna go with winners. My last winner is the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, this is an easy one. They had a 1% chance, 1%, at getting the top pick, and they got a top 4 pick in this draft lottery. I mean, basically, this gives them a big bargaining chip in the Anthony Davis sweepstakes, which they didn't have previously. They could have offered a mid-round pick if they got the actual draft order. So this was just huge for them that they can throw in a 4th pick. I know that the top 3 picks have been said to be just levels above the other picks, but I think they can negotiate a deal. With New Orleans, and they can get Anthony Davis. I think he wants to go to LA. If he does go to LA, I think
it's not really up to him.
It's not up to him.
They're trading him. It's up to the Pelicans and who they want to add to their team. I mean, as soon as you lose Anthony Davis, you're definitely losing you're taking a huge loss in your backcourt. Front court, I'm sorry.
For me, the Lakers have to trade this pick, though. Because there's no one that fits their team. Either they have to trade Lonzo Ball or they have to trade this pick, because there's no one. They can't. The only players that are good enough to be drafted at that 4th slot are point guards who are basically ball dominant guards. You already have LeBron James, who's going to be carrying the ball a lot. Darius Garland can play off the ball. I don't love him off the ball, though. He can't. I don't think he's a spot-up shooter. And I don't think you want a spot-up shooter. Lonzo Ball is another ball-dominant guard, and we don't know about his health.
I think the Lakers have got every piece they need on that team. They've got every position filled. I think what they really need is a power forward center. I can agree with them maybe trading off that pick for a I don't know, just another player in that front court that they could really use, because I think they're lacking only in those positions. I think they've got a lot of young talent in the top 3, top 4 positions, if you want to say, if you're putting LeBron at the 4. But I think they've got all the talent they need. They just need somebody in that paint that can dominate.
Do you think
when LeBron is on the bench?
Do you think they should trade the pick or trade Lonzo Ball? Do you agree with that?
I would. I'm not a big fan of Lonzo Ball, so I would definitely say trade Lonzo Ball. He's definitely got a high ceiling, but the way he's been performing in his 2nd, maybe 3rd year, I don't know. I think he could be performing better. I'm not too big on how well he's been playing. I think he could. I think the team could do without him. I'd like to see another player go there at the point guard position.
All right. My biggest draft losers. I'm going to go with the New York Knicks. I know he said a winner. For the Knicks, they needed a really big superstar. This was the opportunity for them to get Zion Williamson. I know there's talks about KD in the summer, and hopefully he does go to the New York Knicks in the summer. I'd like to see the Knicks to be good again. Not a big fan of the Knicks.
I agree with that.
But I'd just like to see them. It's been a lot of long years of suffering for them. But Zion Williamson, that was their goal. And I watched a lot of fan reactions from New York this week, and it was just devastated. And I understand it, and as a Magic fan who's been suffering a lot recently, I understand it. And R.J. Barrett, it's a nice piece, but it's just something that's not going to take the Knicks to the next level. They just have basically their whole roster is pretty bad. I mean, there's only a few parts you can pick out that are very good, and they're decent. I'd say Mitchell Robinson, maybe Kevin Knox. But it is other than that, and they have DeAndre Jordan, Dennis Smith Jr. But realistically, their team is in bare bones at this moment, and they needed a Zion Williamson to pick themselves up. That's why I have them as a loser.
I don't think necessarily they did. I mean, there's so much talk about, oh my goodness, who's going to the Knicks this offseason? Is it Jimmy Butler? Is it Kyrie and Kevin Durant? Is it Kevin Durant only? I mean, they didn't really lose out. they've still got a great player to choose from. Saying that maybe Memphis. I mean, even though I've heard that they are locked in on taking John Morant, imagine if they don't. Imagine if John Morant goes to the New York Knicks, or imagine they pull off a trade and they acquire their player from that third pick, and Kevin Durant is interested in going there. They didn't. I don't think they took a huge blow, because I don't think the team would play well with, say, Kevin Durant does go and Zion Williamson got drafted by the New York Knicks. It wouldn't. I don't think they'd play very well
together.
Yeah, I don't think they would.
I think
I didn't think they took as much of a loss as the fans' reactions, or as much as everybody is saying they did. They still got the third pick.
What if Zion
got great talent by the third pick?
What if Kevin Durant doesn't come to the New York Knicks this summer? That's a complete disaster. They have R.J. Barrett and DeAndre Jordan, and I don't know if DeAndre Jordan's under contract still.
We don't know where anybody's going, so I can't say that for sure that I was saying that, or for sure that KD was going to the team. It's all just thrown up in the air. Nobody really knows. It's just kind of hopes and cross fingers.
All right, guys. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and leave a like and comment down below.
Definitely comment. All criticism is welcome. Definitely click that subscribe button, and even notifications if you want to hear more, and when we do drop another exciting video. That's it.
Peace.